coaching NBL game 100 tonight. Can he celebrate that milestone with victory inside the Wynn Entertainment Centre? That is the Mitsubishi Motors ladder. Illawarra, if they win, will climb off the bottom and go ahead of the Breakers. Cairns Taipans 2-1, very solid start for them to be inside the top four. Can they consolidate it now? Good evening, everybody. Matt Russell alongside Brad Rosen. Great to have your company again. Brad, we love it when there's so much talk in the NBL. There has been since season tip-off. It's gone up a gear this week because we know that Xavier Cooks has been waived, sadly, by the Washington Wizards. And as a result, there's been a flurry of discussion and activity in the NBL. Where's Xavier going as last year's league MVP? Of course, he has very strong links with the Illawarra. His dad played here and became a 20-year assistant coach of the Hawks, a championship-winning assistant coach. Xavier still has strong links here. Is he coming to the Hawks?
Well, it's very interesting. The simple answer is probably no, Matty. I've spoken to the management, who ironically was in Chicago today watching our own Josh Giddey play. But from all accounts, they are going to take their time. They are in no rush to make a decision on Xavier. They think there could be another NBA contract on the board. If not, there's Europe, and if they were to look for Australia, of course they could look, but no further than the Sydney Kings, who own their rights. But going again, they will not rush any decision. They don't expect anything for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, the Hawkies say they don't have the financial room to accommodate Xavier or the will to disrupt this current unit. Now, when it comes to Sydney, who have the rights to Xavier, how would he fit there? How big an obstacle to get him in?
Well, look, the simple answer is, and we heard Olgun say during the week, they will move mountains to be able to get him back, and why wouldn't you when it's the MVP? Yes, they will have to let a player go, but he is still under contract from them, so they have the first right of refusal. So my simple answer is, if he's in the NBL, I doubt he will be anywhere else but the Sydney Kings.
And of course, the Washington Wizards ran into the Cairns Taipans. Xavier Cook played in that game, and Adam Ford, well, they went down heavily to Washington and Toronto, but they've had 19 games without an NBL game. They've had 2 outings against NBA teams in that time span, and they've had 8 days to recover since returning home. So even without Tajir McCall, who stayed in the States, even without Taron Armstrong, I'm not sure they come here with a trunk load of excuses tonight.
Oh, they don't, and I've spoken to them just before we went in air as well. They are ready. There is no doubt about that. They're 2-1. They have loved their experience in America. Forget the scores. They got to play against NBA players, and they loved it. They are so ready to come back. They're pumped for tonight, and they're thinking nothing else but 3-1 after this game.
Patrick Miller comes to Australia with a great rig. He's got big Warwick Farms and big numbers to go along with that physique. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists in only 3 NBL games so far. Big numbers also against that NBA opposition. So watch him tonight. But you want to talk about Sam Wardenberg.
Yeah, look, I love Sam Wardenberg. I got to speak to him before. What he's able to give them. Look at that against Toronto. That is the Toronto Raptors, people, that we're talking about. It is 15 points, and he's dancing along the whole time as well. He was outstanding, and he's got that game. He's a very, very educated and polished player for such a young guy. Can pull up on the dribble, finish on the break. He can then turn around and get this little fadeaway going as well. Watch out for Sam Wardenberg. He's averaged last year 11 and double figures on most games. He is outstanding. Very much looking forward to watching him tonight.
The Hawks have a standout clearly over the past couple of rounds. It's Gary Clark. April last year, he played the Golden State Warriors in the NBA and had nearly 20 points, big rebounds, big assists. He's got game, and with each NBL outing, he looks better.
He's getting better and better, and there was a lot of talk about him at the beginning of the season. Is he the right fit? Absolutely he is. He's been their constant, and to be honest, I think he's been their best player all along. What they're now wanting to do is be able to utilise what he gives them every game, finishing on the break, be able to shoot the 3, and now get the other 2 imports. Sam Brolin, Gritter, all of these guys get going, because I think once they do that, they can flick that switch.
Across the last 2 rounds, 3 games for the Hawks, Gary Clark has had 16 points per outing at nearly 60% shooting, 7 rebounds as well. Those numbers are really impressive, but he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about his team this week, and he said no other team in the league has what we have. Bullish statements indeed. What's your reaction?
Wouldn't you want Gary Clark in your team when he's saying things like that? But you know what? He's not wrong in some cases. You got Tyler Harvey who can shoot the three. J. Rob on the point guard. As I said, you got Gritty, you got Sam Frolling. This team has got the tools. They just need to be able to flick that switch. And when they do, like what we saw against Southeast Melbourne Phoenix a couple of weeks ago, they're good enough to get the win. For their sake, we hope it happens tonight.
So Brad Rosen is on board with Gary Clark. You love the Hawkies, and so do these men. Lee Montagna, Peter Hooley, and especially Mitch Creek.
Thank you, Matty. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, not sure Mitch is a big fan of the Hawks, but welcome to you. Look forward to having you in the part of the telecast tonight. Let's take a look at the Illawarra Hawks starting five, and you have seen the best of Illawarra, Mitch. They've had the win against Southeast Melbourne early in the season. Who are you looking out for?
Yeah, look, obviously Tyler Harvey, Justin Robertson, the dynamic duo are going to do their thing all night long, but you want to see consistently good shots from Tyler Harvey. Makes life a lot easier on the defensive end. I like what Gary Clark's doing. We just spoke about him, but we want Winey to have that defensive pressure, get the ball inside to Sam Frolling early, let him get cooking, and let him bring a little bit of life to this Hawks lineup.
Pete, we take a look at the Cairns Taipans starting five, of course, missing their leader, Tajir McCall. He, of course, stayed in the US for the birth of his child, and, of course, no Taron Armstrong as well, the young star, but still plenty of talent.
Big congrats to Tajir McCall as well for his little girl. And you're right, Taron Armstrong failed his game day fitness test. Everybody wants to see him on the floor and what he can do, but Patrick Miller, what a force he's been. We've only seen them a couple of times. Lat Mayan is looking the goods in his second season, and the two big Kiwis, the double Sams down low, looking forward to seeing them in action. They haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to do that because unfortunately they were both sick in the first NBA game, and then Sam Menenga had to come home, didn't even get to suit up for their second one.
Well, let's get this underway. Hungry Jack's NBL tip-off. It's the second of our doubleheader on a Thursday night. The Hawks hosting the Taipans. And the Hawks will want to start well. Been an issue for them their first quarters so far in NBL24. They've just won one of their 5 first quarters. The Cairns Taipans are a fast starting team, but that's a good way to start. Frolling throws it down. That gets the crowd up.
We talked about it. We needed it inside, and that's how you start a game. Sam Frolling.
Love the patience. He didn't force anything on that original post-up, and Tyler Harvey, the quick little 1-2.
It will be interesting to see how the Taipans start this one. We heard the boys just talk about how confident they are coming back from the States, Pete Hooley, but we know it's not easy to win your first game back from the NBL.
Tell me this. That man, that's not where you want to be when you got photographers under the rim. There's going to be a nice little picture of that.
We'll be looking for more of that. We just touched on the Cairns Taipans. Spoke about the last time a team won their first game back in the NBL after going over and playing in the NBA was 2018-2019 Melbourne United. You were playing back then, and you won in quadruple overtime against the Illawarra Hawks. Why is it so difficult? Why has no one else been able to do it?
Well, that was the first game of the season, so we actually travelled over there in pre-season. It was a couple-week trip as well, much like both of the teams, like the Breakers and the Taipans. They've been home for 8 days, so as Brad said off the top, there's really no excuses here. They've acclimatised back into it. But yeah, I think that's what helped, is the fact that it was a couple of weeks before the season had started.
Hawks again, patient, Frolling. Clark, been in good form. Sparkle a bullet from the corner.
You like the offense right now from Illawarra. Just pressure on the offensive glass, finding guys, making the extra pass. This is the offense that makes it really difficult to play against. It's a little bit kamikaze at times, but when they move that ball, God, they're tough.
It's good ball movement, good find from Wardenberg to Mayan.
On the flip side of that, Joey, you talk about spending that long together on the road. It's kind of like you get that added pre-season where the bonding, you're always together, you're doing stuff, you're going out for dinner, you're obviously playing against these NBA teams, which is a great experience. So the positives that come of it, and I know the results didn't go their way, but you just build towards something really special in the NBL, and that's what this young team needs to do in Cairns. It's all about spending that time, building the chemistry, building relationships.
Here's Wardenberg, who Brad Rosen spoke about. He's going to have a big role to play tonight. I know continuity's been a bit of an issue for the Taipans to start their season. The players ill and out injured, trying to find their form. Speaking about finding their form, Robinson, he'll be looking to find some of his best form. As we get down courtside to Brad Rosen.
Yeah, I just want to elaborate there on what Pete Hurley was saying. I spoke to Sam before the game, and they absolutely love being on the road. The dinners, the functions, the able to get together to go and have some flat-out fun. They said, yeah, the games didn't go their way, but to be able to be away for that 2 weeks, it is better than any pre-season they have. So Wartenberg completely agreed with that there, Pete.
Froling aggressive again.
I love my time going up on the road trip to Cairns. I've got a feeling when you travel around America, you get to experience a whole lot. Weather would have been nice as well. The weather's nice in Cairns as well. They've got the best of both worlds.
Got tropical everywhere.
It didn't go their way. They played Washington in that first game. Got beaten by 63 points, and then Toronto, they got beaten by 41. You mentioned some of those players that didn't play. Wouldn't do anything to dent their confidence, would it?
There's some big outs there, and when you put those big Sams back in there, it makes a world of difference. They're skilled, mobile, big men. But you're right, it's the camaraderie you build off the court. It's the dinners, it's the walks, it's the taking the time to get to know each other in different settings and different environments, the long bus rides and sometimes the delays at the airport, whatever it is, all those little things actually play a part in team chemistry and making that bond of a team just gel a little bit quicker.
Patrick Miller getting his first points. Fine start to his career in the NBL he's had.
That's going to be a foul there on Patrick Miller, and he doesn't like it. 2 hands on the back, and unfortunately for Patrick Miller, he's not going to get away with any of that.
He's a big man.
Well, when your biceps have biceps, that's what's going to happen. You're going to get called for those fouls.
That's a free kicking footy, that one.
Thomas, he wants to get this win. So they're currently 1-4, the Hawks, with the worst defensive rating in the competition by some margin. If they drop this, they then go to Melbourne to play Melbourne United, currently sitting top, and then they play the Sydney Kings before playing the Taipans again. So this game becomes even more important for the Hawks.
And they're going to need this man to get hot, Tyler Harvey. Misses his first. We speak about the form of the Hawks. They need their imports to step up, don't they? Tyler Harvey's last 3 games just shooting at 34% from the field. Justin Robinson shooting at just 20% from the field. So they're going to need those guys to perform well tonight.
You want to see paint touches here. As soon as you get your feet in the paint, points per possession goes right up. And for Illawarra right now, you get paint touch right there. You get a good open look. But a couple of these are just coming down. Great little hustle play right there.
That's what they need. Pyongjong Lee into the game, and you can hear the bench, hear the crowd. That's what they need from players to come in, have that spark. As we said, offensively, when they put it all together, they've got enough pieces there to put up some really big scores. Defensively, they just haven't shown it enough so far in the first 5 games.
Miller trying to find Wardenberg. Good ball movement here from the Taipans. There's Bull Quoll. Gets the bucket, draws the foul. Chance for a 3-point play.
Look forward to seeing Bull Quoll this season. The next evolution of his game. He's the Rookie of the Year. All seasons ago, have a look at this. This is just the strength, and Tyler Harvey wanted the offensive foul. Did drop the shoulder, but never in position to get that one. Turned down a bit more money, a bit more of a contract to sign again with Adam Ford. Just has that relationship and wants to run it back in the Taipans. I mean, why wouldn't you with his development in the first 2 seasons?
If you have a choice, Pete, where are you going right now? In the league, Pete Hull is coming back into the competition. Where are you going to play right now? You get to knock down a couple threes. Where are you suiting up?
Are you telling me you got
a choice?
Do you need someone?
Well, we do not need anybody. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix have figured it out right now. We've got Big Sauce back. The boys are cooking right now, but you're welcome on any other team, but just not ours. Where are you going?
Well, it's interesting because Brockhoff did tell me last week that you gave him a phone call.
Shooting lessons. Shooting lessons. Trying to help those free throws. Too many cheeseburgers, mate.
Might be hard.
Feeding the hungry.
It might be hard to go against Tassie, but that's a conversation for another time.
Here's Harvey with that little floater. So good when he gets into the paint. We'll get down courtside. Matty Russell.
Yeah, speaking of some Hawks this week, they are very conscious of the regional rivalry between these clubs. They're a long way apart on the map, but there are many similarities in terms of their clubs and their structures and what they want to do in the league. Beating each other is important to them as the Cairns Taipans come up with a miss. The Hawkies have a narrow edge head-to-head, winning 45 of their 85 matchups. They've dominated in recent years, but not last season. Cairns won by 5, by 7 and by 1 to sweep the series.
Yeah, you're right. Not a good record last year, Matty, but they have won 11 of their last 12 home games against the Cairns Taipans as young Ulbrich checks into the game, gets his first bucket.
Adam Fuller wants a timeout, I believe, and this is a lineup who I think defensively they can be at their best with both Ulbrich and Froling on the floor together.
A good start by the Hawks. We've spoken a bit about their ability to defend. It is something that they are aware of. Sam Froling's had Good start, 6 points early, 3 or 4 from the field. And he did speak to the boys pre-game about that ability, trying to improve their defence.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to win any games giving up damn near 100 points every game. I mean, this week's been gnarly, you know, with the training sessions have been hard, just a lot of 3-on-3, 4-on-4 shell drill for an hour, just to get those rotations right and really lock in. So, yeah, we've changed our attitude towards it, and we've been working on it real hard.
Of course, they've conceded 100 points already 3 times this season, 96 and 89. There are other scores, so can they knuckle down?
Well, it's interesting to hear that from Sam Froling, because a lot of players, Greg, you'd assume, you hear that a team's doing shell drill and that just that 4-on-4 where that's just defense. For those that don't know, you basically just have to get your defensive principles right. You're moving together. You think that's more of a punishment, but for the Illawarra, I don't think it is. The communication defensively hasn't been there as a whole. Individually, maybe not too bad, but they're just not moving. They're just not communicating, and that's exactly what those type of drills over and over and over are going to help improve.
And on the defensive end, you need someone who's going to be your captain, someone who directs everybody on the ship, points them in the right direction, tells them which way to go. And someone like a Sam Froling and some of these other guys coming off the bench, your Dan Greeters, real spark and energy guys, they're going to play big roles in this team. And if they don't communicate in that back line, they don't talk to the next person and generate any energy on the defensive end, then it's going to be hard for Illawarra to stop teams, because teams are just far too talented.
And there's, on cue, Wardenberg easily gets through.
It's way too easy, and again, that's just a straight line drive. And I know there's a bit of traffic in the way, and oh, look at this. This is straight out of a timeout, turns the corner, and if you're Lee in that instance, you've already fallen asleep on what's happening there. You've got to put your body on the line and just get in the way of Sam Wardenberg. Let him see another number. That's what I talk about, team defense. Individually, okay, you're going to get burnt. You're going to get burnt in every single game. But what makes the elite defensive teams in the competition so good is if when that happens, someone's there to step up and help out, and then someone helps that player, and it's a flow-on effect.
Even at the Phoenix this year, we started the season pretty poorly defensively, but we weren't in stance. We go back, we watch the film, we got our hands in our pockets. We're not really talking to each other. We're not communicating early enough as Olbrich works hard under the basket for another 2. But we weren't sitting down in stance. We weren't trying to help each other. And until we really sat there and had a good look in the mirror, we didn't really figure it out. So you want someone from this Illawarra side to really stand up and say, hey, boys, this is not good enough. Sit down in stance. Let's help the next guy. And let's try and get some stops as a team.
Well, let's get back to Brad Rosen, who was listening into that Cairns Taipans huddle.
Yeah, I was, and I was listening to Coach Adam Ford as a turnover there while Climpman goes to the lane and throws the ball out of bounds there. But he was quite happy offensively. He said, what we're doing offensively, we can get whatever we want. And you've seen that with plays, but then defensively, he said, where it's hurting, and nothing more than offensive rebounds, and we just saw that 2 possessions afterwards where Lockie Olbrich was able to get that. Matty, what did you hear down the Illawarra end?
Jacob Jacomas encouraged by his side start as well. He's promised to be more circumspect with his substitutions, his rotations in this game. Let's see how that unfolds as Gary Clark lines up the 3 and misses. Interesting that Sam Froling has come out. 5.5 minutes for Sam, 6 points, 5 rebounds. Solid start.
Well, it is a solid start, Matty, but I'm not sure he has to come out of the game. He's only got the 1 foul, straight up dominating on both ends. I think, unless he's called for a sub, I know that you kind of have those set rotation patterns, but he's getting whatever he wants right now.
When someone's hot, you just got to keep going to it. You've got to keep going to the well, and he's making good plays. He's got his feet set under the ring. He's finishing around the basket. The last couple of games, he's missed a few bunnies, and he's got his rhythm right now. Put your hand up, get a quick sub, come to the bench, put your hand up again, say, mate, I'm ready to go back on, come out, and keep doing what you're doing.
There's a little shake and bake from Paul Quall, unlocking the offensive end.
Top Blanchard.
That's what he can do.
Welcome to the 3 party.
You mentioned that 4 overtime game off the top, Joey. That man there made some massive shots in the 2nd and 3rd OT just to try and keep everybody around and not let anybody go home to sleep that night.
It's good to see him knock that one down. His last 3 games, he played the 43 minutes, had just 8 points coming off the bench, so nice to get one early for him. Hawks with a 4-point lead. That's going to be an offensive foul. We did see the Hawks start like this last week against Adelaide, and they weren't able to sustain it. We take a look at the Harvey Norman replay, and this is what Todd Blanchfield can bring to this young side.
Well, it is, and Gak's got the length to be able to close. You've got to take a little step closer because that's Todd Blanchfield with his feet set. I know you're there to contest, but he doesn't see that. When you're a shooter, you don't see any of that unless you're right up in the grill. Started hot. Both these teams, 8 of 17 from the field for the Hawks, 6 of 12 from the Taipans.
Dronya picks up the foul, getting some minutes early. Of course, no McCall, no Taron Armstrong. for the Taipans tonight. And still no Mason Peatling for the Hawks, out with that fractured cheekbone. Still a few weeks away from his return. Positive start for the Hawks. And then they force a turnover. Jacob Jacomas not happy. Of course, as we touched on, the Taipans have won all 3 of their first quarters this season. In fact, going back to last season, their last 7 first quarters. So they're a fast-starting side.
Can we just talk about how exceptionally well done that was from Pat, our audio man? Because you heard Jacob get worked up, and then he went again, and the audio came straight down. And then once he settled, the audio goes up so we can hear what he's trying to say. Because there was a couple extracurricular words in there we don't need to hear until past midnight.
To the AK Gak, who's going to get to the free throw line. Bobby Clinton also checking into the game for the Cairns Taipans. He's been a shining light so far this year.
It's been a shining light. It's the future of AK Gak is so bright. All those injuries in that first NBA game, he stood up and looked enormous, looked really comfortable on that floor.
Still just 21 years of age. Of course, a former Illawarra Hawk playing against his old side.
He's got so much potential. I mean, we've seen it day in and day out now. With every game we see, he gets better and better. But it's his length, it's his size, it's his fearlessness to attack the paint. He can shoot the ball, he defends at a high level, he protects the rim. I think he's got a really bright future in this league. And if he keeps developing, here and beyond is where he's going to go to.
Sparkle the Bullock working his way inside.
He's looked good on the offensive end lately. He's a 3-and-D type player. Knock down that shot when it's open.
Clinton with another turnover.
He's twice now, a couple of turnovers to Bobby Clinton. He's got to be more aggressive, I think.
Good ball movement. Sparkle the Bullock again. Olbrich, another offensive board. Can Robinson get something going? He's struggling from long range.
6 of 29 on the season, Justin Robinson. And the game that he lit it up was against you, Creaky.
Yeah, I was about to say, mate, let's keep that one quiet. I think he hit all 6 against us.
It was Ben Air poking the bear, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it sure was.
Yeah, I like Ben Air poking any bear because I believe that Ben is the biggest bear of them all.
Metaphorically speaking.
Metaphorically speaking, I think he's a very bad man, Ben Air.
Both these teams struggling from long range so far. Just 1 from 13 combined. From 3-point range, Froling. We can continue that fall.
There he is.
He had a little spell, and he's back and having an impact.
We spoke about it before it started, but just getting him the ball, getting him paint touches, getting him on the rim. He's got size here, he's got touch, he's got the skill. It's a beautiful finish heading to the line for one more.
This is the leadership they need. 8 points, 6 rebounds in this first term for Sam Froling.
No, he's been enormous, and he's the one. I mean, we talk about Justin Robinson. Yes, he's got to get consistent, and he's got to be one of the leading guys. Tyler Harvey's shot selection, he's got to also lead from the front. But Sam Froling, just what he can do when he has this mindset compared to when he's really passive, it's night and day.
Oh, of course, matching up against Sam Wardenberg. They went toe-to-toe in that Next Gen Award last year.
Speaking of elite shoot, Oscar Foreman, now,
elite shooter,
has not aged at all.
He still looks 25, doesn't he? He's polished. I still have nightmares of Oscar Foreman running the baseline off a 5-screen, hitting that corner 3 against the Adelaide 36ers time and time again.
Wardenberg able to get the ball back. Here's Clinton looking to be aggressive. Good defense from Greener. This has been a good quarter by the Hawks. Can they finish on a positive? Greener, baseline, strong finish. And a good way to end the first quarter for the Illawarra Hawks in front of their home fans. They have a handy 9-point lead off the back of Sam Froling's 9 points and 6 boards. They're up and about, the 36ers. They caused an upset earlier tonight. Can the Hawks do something similar? Stick with us, plenty more to come. NBL 24. Hawks, they have a 9-point lead at quarter time. And it's off the back of this man, Sam Froling, who's bounced back from a poor game last week against Melbourne United. He already has more points and more rebounds in the first quarter than he did in the whole game last Friday night. He's leading from the front, and he's got his team in a handy position at quarter time. As we'll get down courtside to Matt Russell.
Yeah, good first quarter from the Hawks, Lee, and when you look at it, it's the first game in 7 NBL games that the Taipans have been beaten in the opening quarter, dating back into last season, quite obviously. The problem for Illawarra is they've lost 7 of their last 8 games as Greeder misses the layup there, the potential alley-oop. They've lost 7 of their last 8 when leading at quarter time. Really interesting to see AJ Johnson going on and matching up with another next star in Clintman. Down to you, Brad.
Well, that was a very, very calm Adam Ford. He's just basically said, we cannot play a worse quarter than that. We've given up 5 offensive rebounds, and you look down the other end, and Illawarra are running around, and it's only a 9-point game. Guys, we are right in this. Let's stay with our sets, stay with our game plan, and we win this game.
Well, the one thing he should have been upset about with all of that is the offensive rebounds, because the Hawks, as Pat Miller, well, he's going to be a big guard down there no matter what. The Hawks lead the league in offensive rebounds, 14.5 per game, which is just an absurd number. They just crash the glass. It's Froling, it's Olbrich, Dan Greeder goes in hard. But it's interesting because they're 9th in the league in defensive rebounds, so there's a flip in that. And if I'm Jacob Jacobus, I don't like this first 60 seconds for the Hawks, because they started. That first quarter was tremendous, but that first possession out defensively, they had a breakdown. Bobby Clintman had a wide-open 3. They're lucky he missed, and then Tyler Harvey throwing a half-court lob to Dan Greeder. That's just not the 2 plays you need after a good first quarter.
Foul, offensive foul, going to be called on Pat Miller.
I think it's on Sam Benenga for the screen. I'll tell you what, there wasn't a whole lot in it. Justin Robinson was getting up and in, was really trying to pressure Pat Miller, but it looked like Sam Benenga was pretty still. He's a big body himself. I'd like to see those two in the weight room, Pat Miller and Sam Benenga, getting after it.
It's a good little fight going on there, I reckon.
Here's Robinson. Still struggling from long range, but good to see AJ Johnson getting some minutes, Pete. There's been a lot of made of him so far, just the 22 minutes total in first 5 games, but getting a chance here.
Yeah, it's character building stuff, because it's a long season. And he's shown flashes. He came in last week and actually made some really good plays. He kind of had a swagger about him. He was playing with confidence, and he just keeps that bottled up and continuing to bring positive vibes when he gets on the floor, and those little positive pieces to it. It's going to be a huge spark for this team.
Tyler Harvey will get to the stripe, where he's a perfect 13 from 13 for the season.
Is this the jinx he needs?
Ooh.
We're going to do it. Called it early.
No, you can't possibly.
He's been struggling the last few games. He started the season well, but just averaging the 14 points in his last 3 outings. But he does have a good record against the Taipans. Last season, averaged the 23 points, made nearly 3.5 threes a game against Cairns. So we'll see what he can do. He's had a few looks at it tonight. Knocks down both to keep that perfect record.
They're getting awfully close to thinking about naturalising too. Tyler Harvey, we forget how long he's been here.
You like the pressure here from Illawarra. Got AJ Johnson coming in, using his length, using his energy. And there you go.
He is, as we said, the next evolution of Bull Qual on the offensive end. Just ultra aggressive. 7 points now.
And Harvey answers at the other end, just starting to warm up. Tyler Harvey, 7 points.
And I think that's what Justin Robertson needs to do right now. So he's 6 of 30 on the season from 3. He's 0 of 3 tonight from the field. He's missed 2 threes. Tyler Harvey shoots that 3 after going to the free throw line and seeing 2 hit the bottom of the net. I think Justin Robinson's got to use his speed. He's got to put some heat on the rim. If he gets fouled, he goes to the free throw line. He sees a couple go through the net, and then he feels good about himself to take the next 3. And here's the Harvey Norman replay. And Bobby Clintman, I don't know if the scout is to go underneath.
That is not the scout. That is an Austin Rapp style defensive play right there. That is not what you want to be doing on a basketball court.
Throw a teammate under the bus.
Oh, we've got to throw him under the bus. He was being lippy before. We've got to serve him up a little bit.
Austin Rapp just sitting at home minding his own business. Tucking to some quality 100 jacks. No, better, but well, nothing else. What else would you want to eat on Thursday?
Olbrich again with another offensive board. Finds young Johnson. He'll take it.
Well, can't confirm there are 0 banks open this late in Wollongong, but AJ Johnson will take it, and Sam Wardenberg throws that to the 4th row.
Good to see from the youngster. Take a look at the replay. Good hustle again from young Olbrich. Seen that a number of times.
Offensive rebound now. AJ Johnson, doesn't matter. It's still 3 points, and going to do his confidence a world of good. And that offensive rebound is enough for Adam Ford to say, I need a timeout.
Well, they haven't been able to peg back the margin. Early in this second quarter, they still trail by 10 points. And we're going to get down to Brad Rosen, who has a young gun with him.
I do have a young gun, Taron Armstrong. Thanks for joining us. Well, we've got to ask first, how's the injury coming along?
Yeah, it's progressing. Played that Washington game in the States and re-aggravated it a little bit, so hopefully back pretty soon.
Let's talk about the States first. What was that like for the team? We were saying it's probably so good for camaraderie. How did that go?
Yeah, it was awesome. Great experience, especially for the individuals in the team to be able to compare and see yourself on that stage. It was great all around.
So as a young guy coming into the league, have you noticed such a big difference in the step up and what you've got to do from a day-to-day grind?
A little bit. I mean, I love basketball. It's what I do. I put in a lot of work, so from that standpoint, it doesn't really change. And we've got a good environment. We've got good intensity here, so I mean, it's pretty similar.
And what can we expect when you get on the court? What is your strengths, and what are we going to see Taron Armstrong give the Cairns Taipans?
Yeah, my best thing is my playmaking, my passing. I like to guard, I like to get up and defend, but a bit of everything. I think I can really impact the game in a lot of ways.
Fantastic. Good luck and thanks, and can't wait to see you back on the court.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're a big rap, Taron Armstrong.
Oh, huge. I bought stock a long time ago. They're very Josh Giddey-esque with the way they go about it. Josh Giddey's a huge fan of him as well. They've got that similar court vision.
Matt Russell, you're taking a listen in at the Illawarra huddle.
Yeah, out by 10 and wanting to blow the game open. Here's a Jay Robinson spin move for the bucket. Jacob Jacomas coaching his backside off right now. Look at his young players. AJ Johnson, also Lockie Olbrich saying, come on, boys. Big minutes right here. We can get this by the scruff of the neck.
Wasn't free throws creaky, but he got deep in the paint. Justin Robinson, his season one hit the bottom of the net, and that was
To someone that wasn't on the court.
That was ambitious.
So who are you looking at, Mitch, right now for the Cairns Taipans? No Tajir McCall, their leader. Who are you going to turn to try and see if they can generate something? Because they're just really struggling at the moment, particularly offensively.
I really think this is where someone like Patrick Miller really needs to step up and take control of this game just a little bit. He's got so much power, so much ability to get downhill and make plays for his teammates. And with the two Sams out there shooting the ball as they can, they need to get some good, open, clean looks. And right now, their offense is a little stagnant, but this is good. A little bit of ball movement, a little bit of side to side. You've got to try and capitalise on these possessions right now, but this is where Patrick Miller really needs to step up and take this game by the scruff of his neck.
Don't understate that. Not having Tajir McCall, not just on the floor, but his presence. I know he was injured a couple of times in the season last year with the Taipans, but just him being around, he's coached this team in the blitz. That's the kind of leadership that he offers, just being around this club. Doesn't matter if he's on the court, doesn't matter if he's off it. His presence helps calm them and helps energise them when they need that as well.
And it's such a young group. AJ Johnson did the hard work. Just couldn't finish off his play.
But I'm sure he'll be tuned in because it would be about 5 a.m. and he's had a 2-week-old child, so he should be wide awake right now. So
been up for 2 hours.
Good morning to Jim McCall, who probably has not been to sleep. Hopefully he's learned nappy duty. He was telling Pat Miller up in the blitz that he's going to just abstain from that part of childhood, which I get the choice of that.
That doesn't work, really. As Miller's able to get himself to the free throw line, where he's been able to do that as well as any player so far in the competition. In fact, there's the most free throw attempts per game. Miller using that bulk.
8 per game.
I might have to start doing some more bench press.
I know you're a
bicep
well
curls.
put together man, Mitch, but they have to be the best arms in the competition.
Yeah, they're not painted on, that's for sure. They're real.
Taking seriously ball too. He's had a wonderful start to the season for the Taipans. Knocks down both. And try and chip away at this deficit. The Hawks have been terrific defensively. Here's Harvey. Found Olbrich and some good ball movement here. Wide open. And now Miller will continue being aggressive. He's not going for them offensively at the moment, the Taipans. They almost cough it up. Harvey wide open. He'll be disappointed with that miss.
Been interesting these last couple of games, even with AJ Johnson on the floor. He was playing on the wing, so right now their backup point guard is wanting Swakala Bullock. He shifts down and brings the ball up. Tyler Harvey just continues to play off the ball. There's a foul on the former Hawk, A.K. Gack. I'm not sure too many of us coming into NBL24 had Swakala Bullock as a backup point guard on our bingo card. Justin Robinson back in. AJ Johnson, he did obviously bank that three, got an offensive rebound. It's a good little patch there from the next star.
Jung Lee checks in as well. And here, the coach telling him to move the ball. Robinson. Finally!
Here he is.
Might start to get something going.
Here he is. That's all he needed. Just 1 or 2 to go through the basket. Hits the mid-range, a little turnaround, hits the three. All of a sudden, the floodgates start to open. When he's like this, he's tough to guard.
That's what I tried to say. Put heat down, just see one go through the net. It was a little fade away. It wasn't a free throw, but it was enough to make him feel good about himself, get the monkey off the back, and then walked into a three ball. So it can come easy when you're starting to feel good.
And coach had him forward. He needed the snooze timeout. It's a game-high 13-point lead to the Illawarra Hawks. And, well, Matt Russell, he has a very familiar face down with him courtside.
Yeah, I found a man who was a Perth Wildcat before coming to the Illawarra Hawks. Michael Frazier, a broken arm undid your stint here last year, and unfortunately, it also stopped you playing overseas, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, but I'm back healthy now, and you know, I've been focusing on getting my game better, getting back in shape, so I'll be ready to go.
We've got some highlights of you playing impressively for the Hawks last year. How did you enjoy your time in the NBL, both at Perth and with Illawarra?
Well, I mean, the Gong is a great place, holds a special place in my heart. The organization took great care of me, and, you know, obviously I love the league, and I love what the league is doing. And, you know, I'd love to watch the games and come to games when I can.
I know you love to watch them. I bet you'd even prefer to play them. Here's your chance to sell a sales pitch around the league. You want to make a comeback?
Absolutely. You know, like I said, I've been focusing on my strength and conditioning, making sure my body's ready. And whenever the opportunity comes, I'll be ready.
In your late 20s, you're still a young man. You know, everyone who leaves Wollongong comes back to Wollongong.
Oh, yeah, man. Like I said, this has a special place in my heart. I'll always come back here and support the Hawks. Like I said, I love the league, man. I would love to be back in the league one day.
Good on you, Michael. We hope to see you back sooner than later. Good on you, mate.
Thank you very much.
That was great last year for the Hawks. What a pickup he was, but it kind of, unfortunately for him, it is a block from Aldrich. It's just the story of their season. I mean, Justin Robinson gets hurt in the first game, does his knee. They bring in Peyton Seaver. He does his hamstring, I believe it was. They brought in Michael Frazier. He broke his arm in Adelaide. It was just all against them. So he was a great force. I'd love to see him back in the NBL.
And Michael Frazier is a guy that he can play multiple positions. He's not just a shooting guard. He's a big body. He can get on the rim. He can absolutely defend at all positions. And the thing is, he's a great guy. I spoke to him pre-game when we played at Illawarra down there only a few weeks ago. Had a good chat, had a good catch-up, and it's just great to see him feeling healthy again. He was telling me how excited he was to be back. And right now, I think there's going to be an opportunity. Someone's going to go down somewhere. He's going to be ready to put his hand up, and you never know where or when it could be, but he's going to be an absolute perfect fit for any team.
Now, Creaky, he's not the only one. I tweeted this a couple of weeks ago. He is a college teammate. Old teammate of mine, also was at the Perth Wildcats for a little bit. Casey Prather has been cleared and is ready to play. I think he's starting to tell his agent he's ready for a contract soon. He's recovering from some knee injuries, but told me that he was keen to suit back up. And I said, would that be in the, would you like to be back in Australia? He said, just like Michael Frazier, I love everything about that league, so absolutely I'd be open to it. So there are two names and
quality imports. Indeed. And the Hawks bring some pressure. And Bull Quoll just says thank you.
Just keeps going.
He knocks down another one. Lucky for Bull Quoll. He's got 12 of their 29 points.
I am here for this next evolution of Bull Quoll. He was a really sought-after free agent. Young Lee. Can't get that one to go. Bull Quoll put his full trust in the Taipans and Adam Ford for one more year of development for exactly this reason, to unlock what can he do on the offensive end.
Why not? Shows some moves, couldn't finish, but draws the foul.
The confidence. He's back, he's healthy, he's feeling himself a little bit now. Guys are out, he can step up a little bit more.
You know, he had handles like that. Here's his three. That's just the confidence. That's a bad shot in a lot of regards. Have a look at the handle from Bull Qual.
It's another Taipan that missed a bit of time through injury, through the blitz with that wrist. But good to see him back fully healthy and having a huge impact on this game. That one short, but they get it back to 9.
All these players are Bull Qual, you know, does do some of his best work with the corner 3. Lat May, Jonah Antonio's on now, would just be waiting for Taron Armstrong to be back in the lineup because they're going to get that many open looks. But Sam Froling just goes to work, and that's what you've just got to understand. You want to make Sam Froling try to finish with his right hand. He's trying to get back to the left to go over the right shoulder. You even see he ends up finishing, trying to shoot through with his left, which causes the foul. You just want to let him rise up, take away that shoulder. It's harder to do once he started to roll, but he is feeling good about himself. There you go. You hear it right there. Someone said he knows exactly what he's going to do.
Gets his first points of the second quarter after having a game-high 9 at quarter time.
And he can get this nearly every single possession. You can roll it down in their offense. You can play out of the elbow splits with Sam, and he can make good plays. He's a big body. He can finish pretty well on both sides of his body. But as you're right there, Pete. His left hand is obviously his dominant hand, and Cairns got to be better at that.
Good find from Miller to Gak. Tough finish.
This is where the Hawks have to be careful. Their defensive struggles throughout the course of the season. Cairns, it doesn't matter whether they're up 20 or down 20, they're playing with pace. That's why Adam Ford calls it the factory, recruits all these youngsters because they want to get up and down the floor as quick as possible, get as many shots up. Miller's got a couple of assists now, 6 points.
So here's Coach Adam Ford's 100th game tonight in charge. What is it about Adam Ford as coach that seems to get the best out of these young players? Why they all want to play for him? What is it about him?
Well, I mean, let's not forget he was an assistant coach for a while in Sydney, and then he was a head coach for a year. I think he kind of understood what his niche was he gets the best out of kids who need second chances, which he's recruited some. Found Bull Qual out of nowhere. He's running around at Knox. I think he was averaging about 17, 18 points a game in the NBL 1 and saw something in him and helped develop him. Keanu Pindo has a lot of his success to the way that he's grown under Adam Ford and just realised, okay, this is how I want to play. And he says it's not for everyone. His practices are tough, the way they go about it, but when you find something that works, Craig, you just stay with it.
Yeah, a lot of players will tell you that they've got people who they like being coached by. There's certain people that they click with. There's other people that they feel like, you know, that wasn't the person for me. I know for myself, I've had coaches in the past, like a Joey Wright I've spoken very highly of. I love my time with Marty Clark and Mark Radford, who's now at the Jack Jumpers. But you're right, when you get a click with the coach and it works, development just goes through the roof. And we're seeing that with someone like Bull Qual right now, as well as a Keanu Pinder, who's now gone on to not just play for the country of Australia and do amazing things in the Boomers program, but also now he's gone and represented himself on an international stage. He's got NBA opportunities potentially on the horizon. He's now got himself a really nice home in Perth.
Draws another foul.
I was waiting to hear the other side of that. Getting all the positive coaches. I thought we were going to get a couple of name drops on the other side.
None of that.
Well, we'll get to the free throw line. A big finish to this half, particularly for the Illawarra Hawks. They've done so much right.
But have a look at that possession. You see the cut, and there's a lot of ball there. And I tell you what, if
Slightly unlucky, that one.
Jacobus has just looked up, he might consider challenging.
That's a rookie,
And it's
that
exactly what was going to happen. So, unfortunately, the ball got thrown, and Jacob Jacobus missed out. The timer expired on the coach's challenge. He saw the replay, called it, and Adam Ford said too late, he's already shooting, and good for Bull Qual just to keep shooting.
He was quick to get the ball, Bull Qual. Why not? 15 points now for him.
He knew exactly what he was doing. If he throws that ball back to the ref, there's a good chance that challenge is successful.
The Taipans are able to peg it back to 6. So can the Hawks find some offense? The two-man game. Oh, heavy contact on Froling. He's going to throw another one down. Hopefully he's okay.
They're tough, those Frolings. All 6 of them.
All of them.
Mum and Dad included, but this is a nice little pick and roll. And the crowd don't like it, but there's nothing in that. Gak's just trying to go up. Gak only knows one way. He's trying to block at the rim. Came down hard.
And if you don't go like that, you don't go aggressively to make the defensive play, you're getting put on another poster brought to you by Sam Froling, as we saw first play of the game.
Regular personal foul, goal 13. Push, 2 shots, 2 shots.
Of course, earlier tonight, it was the Adelaide 36ers causing an upset over in New Zealand, winning that one by 12 points. They outscored the Breakers by 13 points in that fourth quarter off the back of DJ Vasiljevic, 5 of 9. From three-point range for 24 points to get the 36ers' third win of the season. And now the Hawks also looking to cause an upset and get their second win, get rolling in this season. Froling been leading from the front. He's up to 11 points. He's been a little bit inconsistent this year, Sam Froling. Such a pillar for them last year. And as you touched on, they were decimated by injury. Held on to an 8-point lead. Main into the game, so's Antonio. Here's Bull Qual, who's been feeling it.
Got the separation he needed, just couldn't make that one.
Now a chance for the Hawks to get it back to double digits. Robinson. Down low. Interesting, just Gary Clark just played the 4.5 minutes so far in this one. Probably been the most in-form Hawk in the last few weeks.
He's got the 3 fouls, that's why. Picked those up pretty quickly.
There he is.
And that is the look of a man who's got 3 fouls.
Yeah, it's not a fun place to be when you know you've been playing well, you've got your in form, the boys are doing well.
Need his experience and composure in this second half. So now the Taipans will keep coming. Here's Miller. Menenga using his bulk to score under the basket.
This is dangerous for the Hawks now. Cairns starting to get a little momentum, finishing inside again.
Just a really smart move from Menenga. That's what bigs are taught. When someone comes across the top, around the top of the charge circle, you've got a loop underneath to the dunker spot. Menenga, the Davidson product, playing against his fellow college teammate for the first time, Kyung-Jong Lee. Teammates for 2 years.
It's his first season as a pro. Had the 17 points on debut against the Breakers.
Which about to check in.
Menenga has missed both those games in the NBA due to illness. Good to see him back there as Greeter.
That's what he does. He gets downhill, finishes strong. That's the kind of energy they need off the bench.
Inside the final 40 seconds of this first half. Hawks have been in control for most of it. Don't want to cough up points late. Here's Miller drawing another foul.
We hear all the Taipans players saying shoot it. They were trying to get a 2-for-1 opportunity. They're going to get it regardless. Then they get an offensive rebound and one of them even steal. Really good fight back here in the second quarter, led by Bull Qual. Only given up one offensive rebound in the last few minutes.
See his numbers there, Patrick Miller, 5th in the competition, almost 20 points a game, 6.5 assists.
I think we're going to see him play a lot off the ball as well when Taron Armstrong comes back, because Taron Armstrong was recruited by him for to have the keys to this team.
The Hawks will look to finish strong here. Olbrich, Swakala Bullock, Greeter, Robinson. Here's Greeter. Can he knock down a triple? Leaves it short. We'll give chance for the Taipans. In the hands of Miller.
Try to flatten it out, go one-on-one.
It's a little screen from Menenga. Tries to get the up fake, and again, he's a master of drawing fouls. Michael Bullock doesn't like it.
I don't like it, but I think it was there. I don't think Michael Bullock was straight up. I think his arm was diagonal over Pat Miller. Didn't have to be. He should have stayed straight up at the length.
That is the experience of having someone like Miller. Still 1.1 seconds left on the clock. Got the 7 points, 3 assists for Patrick Miller.
About grabbing the Matami.
A little hungry, a little peckish.
The kids come to life now. They're waiting for their cheeseburgers. No. I'll have to wait. So the Taipans have been able to peg back the 9-point deficit at quarter time. Still haven't found their groove completely on offense, but they're in the contest. The Illawarra Hawks, well, they'll be pleased with what they've been able to produce off the back of Sam Froling.
Well, they will, but they started really good. You're right, Sam Froling's been enormous in this first half, and hopefully he's okay from that fall. I don't think they'll be too impressed with the last 3 to 4 minutes there, because they had a double-digit lead. They could have pushed this out feeling really good at halftime, and Cairns just found a way to continue to claw back, and they do love to flick a switch.
Well, let's get down to Matt Russell.
Sam Froling, we know the Hawks have had their defensive struggles this season, but to keep Cairns to 38 at the half, give us your reaction.
Yeah, I mean, we've still had a few mess ups, straight line drives, some rotation stuff that we need to fix up, but it was a big emphasis this week and we've improved on it.
Big start by you, Sam, and not for the first time this season, nearly a double-double by half-time. What's driving these starts from S. Froling?
I mean, I got to step up, leader of the team. You know, I'm one of the energy guys of this team and I'm driving it, and, you know, tonight we need a win.
What's the talk going to be at half-time?
The defensive, I mean, clean up that stuff defensively, keep going, we're getting good shots on offense. That side's fine, but yeah, just keep cleaning up that defense.
Keep going, Sam.
Cheers, man.
Well, big opportunity for the Illawarra Hawks to get their second win of the season and get rolling. They lead the Cairns Taipans by 6 points at half-time. Matt Russell and Brad Rose will be back after the break to talk us through it.
We hope you enjoy your special day, and a big happy birthday to our MC Bella from Mine, Diana. Oh, look at Bella, happy birthday. There's no cakes coming up, but that's... No, it's a wise one. No cake is in that hair, mate. No, there's too much hairspray in there. That's beautiful. You got 21 today? Yeah. Plus, how many is there? Okay. Let's get into our half-time show, and we are doing a dribble and lay-up competition. So we have 2 teams going head-to-head. We have Team 1, 2 people from Team 1. At least over here. What's your name, buddy? All right, what's your name, mate? Money. Money, okay. Who have you got for Team 1 down there, girls?
The rest of Team 1 is?
Turner.
And?
Right.
Okay, and we're going to find out Team 2. What's your was born and raised in New Zealand. I come from a fairly big family. My older brother's 6'7", so we used to play a lot, and he was better than me until I was about 15. And those days when I started surpassing him, I started getting into a bit more rough basketball, a bit more physical basketball, so I remember those days.
Sam Menenga had one of the best three-point shooting seasons at Davidson College.
My name is Hyunjung Lee. I'm from South Korea. I went to school at Davidson College. I declared for the draft after my junior year, and then I went into the Golden State Warriors G League team, and then now I'm here with the Illawarra Hawks. Sam and I went to the same college. Obviously, we were there for 3 years.
Starting to play pro with Lee. I've played against each other in practice a lot, but he's a great guy. Lee's a great guy to be around. He's a great shooter.
If you're a shooter, you got to believe that you're the best shooter. That's how you don't hesitate when you're open or always have that confidence.
Here's Lee. Feet set, got it.
Wow, that's a pretty shot, isn't it?
It's awesome to see him doing well, and us being in the same league is comforting.
He's really he's a great player, a very aggressive player, solid shooter, great rebounder, great screen setter.
Speaking of size, Sam Menenga stepping outside and draining it.
I'm really looking forward to play against him. I don't know, it's gonna be a weird feeling because we always used to play together. Now we're seen at the opposite side, and then we have to compete against each other, but it's gonna be fun.
I think people don't think I can do as much as I know I can. I'm young, but I don't think I play young. I don't think I act young, so I'm excited to just go out there and show those vids.
Sam Menenga and Hyunjung Lee on the same court again. Tonight, though, their opponents, a great story, and we see it time and time again in the NBL. Players going as teammates or opponents overseas and coming to one of the great leagues in the world.
It's fantastic, and we're such a small family, this basketball community, and that's what we love about it. And they had a nice little kiss and a cuddle before, but they're not feeling that now.
Sam Froling had another big start to this game, 9 points in the first quarter, a really solid second term as well. Brad, as we look at the Hungry Jacks halftime highlights, Sam Froling almost has a double-double by the half.
10 and 7, you can't ask more, and you just spoke to him about it. He feels like he's got to be that leader. By all accounts, he hasn't had an awful season, but not a great one in his way, and that's what he wants to be able to do, to be able to take the next steps. Tonight, he's been unstoppable. That was a perfect three-point play and exactly what he wanted. But like I said, to be able to be 10 and 7, that's exactly what they need from that man.
You know, his numbers last season were career best numbers, and he's not far off those numbers this season, but he's set higher standards for himself. He wants to improve his free throw shooting. Look at that, 4 of 6 so far tonight.
Absolutely perfect. I thought he had 10 and 7. That's what the scoreboard said, but it's actually 12, so he's even better. So I just love what he brings. Every year he's been able to step up and get better. You'd think he's 38 the way he's been around that long, but he's so young, but he's awesome to watch.
Bull Qual, he's been with the Cairns Taipans for 3 seasons, averaging 10 points per season in each of those years. Guess what? He has 15 points at half-time. Bull Qual, I heard Pete Hooley speaking about it in the first half. Do you like what you're seeing in his progression?
I love what I'm seeing, and if I don't afford at half-time, I'm saying we could not be any worse, and we're down 6. And it's because of that man right there. Inside, outside, hits the threes, be able to get there so composed. I am loving what he's bringing this team, and to be able to be in this Blackmore's chart, you see is 15 points. Look at that. 5 of 8, 2 of 5. You can't ask for any more. 15 points, keeping them in the game.
The Blackmore's shot chart looks good for Bull Qual. During your decorated career, Brad Rosen, were there more green circles or red crosses?
There was more sitting on the bench because the coach wouldn't play me, but it was, so maybe that was circles.
Well, this is the second leg of a Thursday night double. There's a Friday night doubleheader coming your way tomorrow as well. The action thick and fast in the NBL. Jack Jumpers United. Quick thoughts, Brad?
Oh, I love what the Jackies did to the Kings on Sunday. They were outstanding, extremely well coached. Right now, these two teams, this could be our grand final. Can't wait to see it.
We love Chris Golding, the United big men. Gee, doesn't Dean Vickerman have something to play with there? Then Perth Wildcats, Brisbane Bullets. Big game for both teams, but especially the Wildcats.
They need it, and especially being at home, they have to get that win tomorrow night. What a doubleheader.
The Red Army out in force tomorrow night, craving a victory for John Riley's men. The Hawks fans here tonight, they crave victory. They're trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. They're up at half-time. Can they go on with it? There's more Hungry Jacks NBL right after this.
Half-time, the Wynn Entertainment Centre in Wollongong, and the fans will be happy with what they've seen in the first half because the Illawarra Hawks lead by 6 points, and they're in a strong position if they can continue to get their second win of the season. And one man, you boys are going to look to have a big second half. Justin Robinson, he scoreless in that first quarter, but 7 points in the second term started to get going a little bit.
Yeah, saw one hit the bottom of the net, little mid-range turnaround, then hit a 3-ball, then got to the free throw line. And it's not so much scoring, although they're going to need him to do that, but dishing the rock. He's had 4 assists, at least 4 assists in his last few games, and he's only got 1 to half-time. So expecting a big second half here from Justin Robinson.
And Mitch, the counterpart, the point guard for the Cairns Taipans, Patrick Miller, he needs to lead from the front. A young group, he's got the experience, and he was able to get himself to the free throw line on a number of occasions in that quarter.
Yeah, he's got the 8 points right now, 2 of 5 from the field. He's passing the ball really well, getting in the paint, drawing those fouls as you talked about. But you're right, it's the 4 of 6 free throws. He averages 8 over the course of the season right now, but 6 free throws to halftime is an incredible job. If he keeps putting that pressure on the rim, he's going to make it a long night for Illawarra down the stretch.
Well, we know they are the worst defensive team in the competition, Illawarra Hawks, but they've kept the Taipans to 38 points. That's a big tick.
Yeah, for sure. They're last in the defensive efficiency by far, then, as I mentioned. They're first in offensive rebounds. They've got 7 in the first half, so they're at their league average, season average. They're 9th in field goal percentage, 9th in defensive rebounds, and 9th in assists.
42.
Whistle blown straight up on Bull Qual.
Hold. Start out.
Of course, we spoke pre-game about the stats working against the Cairns Taipans coming back from playing the NBA teams. Have to go back about 6 years until the team has won their first NBL game on return.
Emily Bill Cole asking them. Ken Widgeon, referee, just underneath it. He's got another one here. We talk about buying stock. I've bought all my Ken Widgeon stock.
11. Hits to the head.
Oh, look at this. So he's talking about Bull Qual.
Just pinching him a little bit of a hug.
And then right here.
Backhand.
Well, that was inadvertent. But I've bought my Ken Widgeon stock. Referee.
Did you see anything on that head contact?
Right here.
No, I haven't. Okay. You want to review?
Yeah. Kenny, the replay center. I'd like to review that last play on 11. Hit to the head.
So we can hear they've just asked for the
copy
review. They've been given the all clear. It wasn't much of them, just inadvertent, as you called.
And again, because there was a little stoppage in play, the replay center already looked at it. And I don't mind that. If you can, would you? You're going to and saying, let's have a quick look at that. Nothing else more to it. Let's move on.
They go straight back to Sam Froling. The Hawks, just how they started the game. He's up to 14. 5 of 7 shooting as Wardenberg lets it fly.
Bit quiet first half for Sam Wardenberg. 2 of 7, 4 points. Just got 2 rebounds.
Both teams continuing to struggle from beyond the arc. 6 of 33 combined. From 3-point range. And again, they'll go into Froling. Why not? And again, he gets to his left hand.
Beautiful. Back
That's
to his
what he
favourite
does.
left hand. You love it from the leader right now. He's putting the boys on the shoulders. He said, let's go. We're going for a walk. Sets him up right. Comes back to that beautiful left hand.
And normally you'd say that's a great job from Sam Menenga to cut off Sam Froling. But you've got to understand that he wants to get back to that spin. That's his go-to move. You're basically playing right to his strengths, and he's just going to be too hard to stop if you let him get that deep.
Adam Ford right now is not enjoying the sight of that.
They just haven't looked sharp, the Cairns Taipans. Only been back for 8 days, as Brad Rosen told us from that trip to the States, but struggling to really get going as Mayon's able to go the length, not finish. And Miller's there to mop up. He's into double figures, the 10 points. And we will get down to Matt Russell courtside.
Yeah, Adam Ford not really perturbed at half-time, down by 6, but not alarmed. He thought they could run more. He thought they could get out and do what they do best a bit more. But it all starts with stops, and they haven't had enough stops to start this third quarter to keep Fordy happy for long.
Well, you heard him just there, losing it, Adam Ford. And it's all about the offensive glass. The second opportunities, 9 offensive rebounds now to a team that averages 15 per game.
The Hawks look to push the ball. Robinson again. And Adam Ford straight away. You called it, Pete. Timeout. Fast start by the Hawks.
Well, it's the rebounds. It's those effort plays. Here's the Harvey Norman replay, and what happens when you miss one down the other end, and that happens in transition, that is going to be a very, very unhappy timeout for Cairns Taipans. It's not the way to come out of halftime.
They got the Harvey Norman replay. If Justin Robinson can get going, you're a big fan, aren't you, Mitch? I know he's had his shooting woes since he played you guys a few weeks ago, but if he can get going, they might look such a different team as we take a snooze timeout and they talk it over.
And when he knocks down that three ball, he shoots with confidence. And when he sees one go through the hoop from the mid-range, gets a little touch shot, he's a lot more confident. He shoots that three ball with so much excitement, like he knows it's going in. And with Tyler Harvey as your running mate, you've got to get him up. You've got to trust yourself in these situations. 2 of 5 right now. Prior to this, I think he was around 6 of 29 for the season. He hit half of those against us, but now he's already got nearly half that again. If he keeps this kind of output right now, he's going to be so hard to defend.
I think there's a lot of strong words from Adam Ford right there in that timeout. And interestingly enough, he's just subbed in Josh Roberts. We've only seen him for 3 minutes and made a point of emphasis at the end, pointing to him. And I guarantee you that's about putting a body on the bigs, keeping them off that glass. 9 offensive rebounds is too many. They're just getting way too many second chance opportunities. And right now Adam Ford's saying, I need these minutes from you. I need you to clean up that end.
And it's on the bigs, but it's also on the guards right now. You see a few deflections from some of the bigger guards right now from Illawarra, tipping it, keeping it in play. It's the hustle effort from every single player on the floor right now. You need 5 guys to hit a body and box out and start to control these defensive and offensive rebounding situations.
Here's Miller, kicks it into the corner. And that's good ball movement. Pretty easy from the timeout.
Good execution straight out of the timeout. That'll make Adam Ford slightly happy, but right now he just cares about this end.
And they get some stops. Strike on the board again, able to mop up the boards. It's now plus 11 on the rebounds for the Hawks. Doing it easily.
Double figures, offensive rebounds. You're right, Craig. It isn't just Sam Froling and Lockie Albrecht, although they are 2 of the main culprits. Sam Froling has 4 O-boards himself. Dan Greeter flies in. Swakala Bullock's got a couple.
Now here's Clark. Get some more minutes in this second half. Couldn't finish. There is Josh Roberts.
Exactly what he had to do. Put a body on.
24-year-old import. Another one playing his first season of professional basketball as Wardenberg still struggling from long range tonight.
And there is a double-double for Sam Froling with 7 minutes to go. This is the part about Justin Robinson. You just mentioned Creaky. He's a man who out of college signed a 3-year NBA deal. The Wizards. He bounced around a little bit. Played Summer League this year for the Charlotte Hornets and he's continuing to grow, but he just gets really hard on himself. You can kind of see in games gone by, besides the game against you, sorry to keep bringing it up, but it kind of feels like he's in that quicksand mentality of, I'm struggling here, I've got to fight harder and harder, and the harder he's fighting, the deeper he sinks in those games, and he's a terrific talent. I've been super high on him since they got his signature last season.
There's going to be moments, I think, for Justin Robinson where he feels like he's bringing all this energy and this juice, and he needs to sometimes bottle it up and put it into the right places. But when he is in these frames of mind, he's so hard to defend. He's so hard to stay in front of. His energy is contagious. And when it's in the right place at the right time, the rest of the team just love it. Sam Froling starts to fire. Tyler Harvey's life becomes a lot easier. The rest of the team can contribute, especially when he's bringing all the energy for everybody. But sometimes he's just got to try and not do it all by himself. He needs some help.
For sure, and he's got the 11 points, a couple of assists now, and I think the thing that has impressed me most is he doesn't have to put the 3-point shot away, because that's the strength of his game, but he's just got incredible speed and his ability to get in gaps. I think he's going to get downhill, not play for the fouls, and get those easy ones.
Wardenberg just 2 of 8 shooting tonight. Here he is again on young Albrecht. Good defence, and there it is. Can't keep a good man down. That might just get him going, Sam Wardenberg.
And he's had some really good looks, and that's a really quick shot from Tyler Harvey just there. They're the ones people have talked about, you know, you come in transition, you've got some really good things happening. Justin Robertson penetrating, getting on the rim, offensive rebounds crashing, Sam Frolling's touching the ball, and you come down and you shoot a quick one. It kind of breaks the spirit a little bit.
It does, and look, in the last couple of seasons, Tyler Harvey's had to do that. With all the injuries and stuff they had, all the disruptions last season, he really had to live and die by that, but he's got enough talent around him this year to do that. Take the extra dribble, let it come. You're unguardable when you get to the spot you want, and when he just takes that extra three, that's going to be a charge there with, well signaled there by Ken Widget.
Doing it at both ends of the floor, Tyler Harvey. And this is what'll please Jacob Jackomas more. The defense.
Unfortunately, the ball called premeditated Euro step. If he kept going straight, it would have been a layup. And back to that point, Craig, it's hard because that's Tyler Harvey's game, where he likes to come down and little shake and bake, little step back and get into it, and he likes to be able to get those momentum threes. But right after Sam Wardenberg hits that really tough shot, you've got to get a good execution.
That's a big foul as well for Paul Quall. I think he's picked up 4 fouls now, so the hot hand will have to sit. Gary Clark loses the handle.
He's just out of rhythm right now. He's had those 3 fouls in the first half, and we can see just trying to force the issue. Not as clean as he'd like to be right now, but he's a great talent, and we know what he can do.
Great block for
Lockie Ulbricht possession.
Lockie Ulbricht's ability to jump straight up and not be tempted at all to bring his hands down. That's what makes him such a great rim presence.
He's provided some energy, hasn't he, on the boards in the defensive end?
Take another look at this. He's out of position and just jumps straight up, straight vertical, gets his hand on the ball. The discipline not to come down or try and do anything more than just staying in your cylinder is what's so impressive for a youngster. He got the 4 points, 3 rebounds, but it's those plays there which Illawarra need more of with their struggles on the defensive end.
Kid's going to get some taste of burgers here, Pete. What are we saying?
His season average for 8 free throws attempted. I think he can't do it.
He's just teased them again.
Safe man.
The people.
He's just teasing the kids. They still can't really eat into the margin, the Cairns Taipans. Hawks have had all the answers.
Well, they have, but they've also missed 8 free throws as a team. The Hawks, 11 of 19, compared to the 9 of 12 from Cairns.
Here's Harvey coming off a couple of screens. Bobby Clinton checks back in.
And Josh Roberts came in when Adam Ford wasn't happy with the rebounds or lack thereof. Bobby Clinton has teased that one up. He's another one I would like to see come in and get on the glass. Averages 7 rebounds a game, but we talked about the quick shots from Tyler Harvey. That quick shot there from Bobby Clinton is not going to make Adam Ford happy. You want to stay in that circle of trust and prove why you need to be on the floor.
Ulbricht just called for the hook. Bobby Clinton yet to score in this one tonight. Probably been one of the more impressive next stars we've seen so far.
Been awesome, really exciting talent. Originally wanted to play soccer, grew up playing soccer, as you do. He has a really promising future ahead of him.
Coach Adam Ford, let's get Pat Miller out there with Menenga. He's got Antonio, Robertson, Clinton. See if they can just generate something. They've looked a bit lethargic tonight, the Taipans. And that's good defense from the Hawks.
It's good defense from Justin Robertson. That's the one. Fresh fade for 40.
Always looks sharp, doesn't he?
Gone are the 3-piece suits he used to wear when he was the Kings.
I did like those. They were a good fit.
Clark leaves that one short.
That's what I'm talking about, Clinton. Good run from Josh Roberts.
And a good finish from Roberts.
Good minutes here. Boxing out on one end, getting out and running the break. 4 assists now for Pat Miller.
That's what they want to see from the man who came out of Manhattan, having some impact. Robinson.
And he's settling there. He's got down in the paint whenever he's wanted.
Just throws that one away.
It's a home run. Base hit. He knows that one went missing just there. That's a big run. Good possessions, good defensive possession as well, boxing out.
Not too many people outrun Lockie Albrecht. He sprints the lanes better than a lot of bigs in the league. How many of those we've seen tonight, Creek? You're helping off the strong side corner, you just can't do it.
It's the coach killer. Everyone talks about it, but strong side, if you're in that corner, you have to stay home. Even hedging, swiping just a little bit, you've got to keep the hands in the cookie jar. You've got to keep your feet planted to your man.
Here's Clintman again. Been able to get a couple to fall. And then the Hawks can look to push this lead. Clark. The bullet couldn't keep that one in.
Right there, Sam Menenga caught in no man's land. At that point, you may as well just take an extra step closer to Justin Robinson and try and take a charge, because there's no way you're going to be able to contest that 3-ball in the corner.
It's Gary Clark's first bucket for the night. Both Sams are on the floor. Menenga couldn't finish. There are issues around the bucket tonight. Taipans, and then Robinson looking to push the tempo.
That's what he does great. That's what he needs to keep doing. He gets the rebound, he pushes in transition, he explores just a little bit, he creates for his teammates just there. It's Patrick Miller, drives in the keyway and finds Sam Wardenberg for the easy two.
And no matter what's happening, that's what you've got to be careful about with these Taipans. They play so fast. You miss a quick one down the other end, within a flash, they get a layup.
It's kind of been the story of the night, Pete. It's been that 8 to 10 point buffer. One team comes down, has a turnover, the other one goes and executes, hits a corner three, gets a little easy one, and no team's really just stayed solid right now and really executed at both ends of the floor.
Antonio cleans up his own mess, finds Wardenberg, who continuing to struggle from long range, but he's going to go again. Don't give him 2 looks, and Jacob Jackomas calls a timeout.
Love the confidence of that.
That's a big man with a hot hand right there. Missed the first one.
Came straight
Little
back.
deflection right there from Menenga, straight back into Wardenberg for the beautiful 3.
Took his 7th attempt, but he finally got one to fall. And they just start to build a little bit of momentum as we have a snooze timeout, and we'll go down to courtside because Brad Rosen has a couple of very special guests with him.
That's right, I do have a special guest, Justin Robinson's brother and mum, Brandon and Elise. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Australia, all the way from Virginia.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Talk to me a little bit about, obviously, Justin was here last year, got injured, and then he had to stay here all year and got right. That must have been hard for you guys to be on the other side of the world.
Yeah, it was pretty tough, but he's pretty much been like that all his life. He's been able to adapt to whatever situation that was thrown in front of him, so we were just happy to see him back out here and healthy. You know?
Mum, how are you finding Australia? Loving Wollongong?
I love it here. I was here, actually, I came right after he got injured last year. Stayed here a month with him, and he just wanted to continue to be here with his team. That's who Justin is.
Now, can I ask, how long are you here for, both of you?
Until next Friday.
Beautiful. So you're going to check a couple of games out. Yes, tell me a little bit about Justin. What's he like in home life?
Justin is still the same Justin you see on the court is the Justin he is at home. He's just a very giving person. He wants to do it right, and that's how he's always been his whole life.
And is he a bit of a mummy's boy, wants you to cook and clean for him?
He's definitely a mother's boy, yes.
And what about the brother? You're cool. You're the cool one, correct?
Yes, sir. Taught him everything he knows.
Thank you so much and enjoy your stay in Australia.
Appreciate it.
Nice to have the family in town enjoying the game tonight as Pat Miller again gets himself to the free throw line.
Obviously celebrated his 26th birthday 10 days ago, so he's still only 26 and has aspirations to try and make it back to the NBA. Believes, again, the NBL is the best path for him to do that. So Patrick Miller has left a lot of front ends open for some potential burgers.
5 of 9 now from the stripe. He's missed the first one on most of those.
But fixes it right after.
Boys unhappy. It's your haircut. It's my hair. It could have been me. Younger self.
It's an important final minute and a half here in this third quarter. They've had the buffer all game, the Hawks. They don't want to cough it up. Shot clock down to 6. They get it to Froling. He's a long way from the bucket. Good defense from the Taipans.
I know they were trying to get the mismatch. You can see Justin Robinson wanted to get Sam Froling versus Antonio, but Justin Robinson's got to realise that he's got Sam Menenga guarding him, and spread the floor and try and get downhill. Use that speed, use that quickness. There's not just one mismatch with a big and a guard. It can be the other way around as well.
Well, they need to get it away quick. And when you need to get it away quick, you go to this man.
I don't know if he even got that off.
Got wide open, though.
So Antonio, who doesn't need any time or space. Quickest release in the league. Antonio.
Woes continue for both teams. Greeter wide open in the corner. Another miss. 10 of 50 combined for these two teams.
Cairns can finish this quarter out right now. They're going to have a lot of momentum going into the fourth. And unfortunately for Pat Miller, can't get the roll on that one.
12 rebounds right now for Sam Froling.
Illawarra have the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Turnover. Stepped out of bounds. Just a sloppy little patch here for both sides.
So keep an eye on this.
Talk us through it, Pete. Well, Adam Ford teed up.
Well, he's seen John Antonio get 2 looks at it and wants to try and get him another one on a second screen. It doesn't matter when the defense breaks down like that.
That one might be a foul.
Berg saw the gap, went for it. Robinson slow to get to his feet.
Going up, fellas, going up. Block 3. Block, yep. 2 shots. 2. Yo! Come here.
Take a look at the replay. Slipped, you can see there, Justin Robinson. So both players lucky to get away with that. Anything too serious, that's dangerous. Of course, completely accidental, but Robinson will take a spell. Might head into the locker room, in fact. Concerned parents all of a sudden, mum and brother.
No, mum wants to see. It looks like he copped it. Looks like he copped a knee to the side of the face on one end, and then friendly fire, and then another one across the front.
Back within 3 points. Closest they've been since the first quarter, the Taipans. Can the Hawks close out the term? Albrecht hands off Swakala Bullock. Again, shot clock down to 7. Good defense from the Taipans. And then Albrecht steps out of bounds. So just lost their way a little bit here. After having 9 points in the first minute and 20 seconds of this quarter, they only scored another 8 for the rest of the term.
And it's just the poise and the patience the Hawks need to kind of really work on a little bit when the defense has been not too bad. 20 points in this quarter right now. But when the offense isn't really clicking, they need to really find the ball in Justin Robinson, Tyler Harvey, and Sam Froling.
Again, he's been able to get to the paint with ease. Patrick Miller. And he's got this side on those big arms and shoulders at three-quarter time. They're back within a point, and it's game on here. Illawarra holding on to a 1-point lead at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Don't go anywhere, big fourth quarter still to come.
SUVs, utes, including Okay, it is time for the City Motors Group Fast and Fierce Frenzy. Thanks for the team at City Motors Group. This season you'll have a chance to win a brand new GWM all-electric. All right, you would have seen it when you were coming in. At his umbrella, we have Trent, who is a member. Hello, Trent. How you going?
Let's do it, Trent. We've got 40 seconds to run, so we get 4 shots. So we're going to do a layup, free throw. Let's go! Here's the layups. He's going to get the layup first. Then he moves to the free throw line. Free throw line here. Then he's going to get a three-pointer. Then he falls crowd. Let's encourage Trent. To win. Keep going, Trent. This is for the car. Get that three-point.
Three-quarter time, Illawarra Hawks holding on to a 1-point lead. And of course, we're excited to welcome Mitsubishi Motors are back this season, and the fans, well, they are also celebrating in stadium with the Mitsubishi Motors three-pointer. The foam hands and a range of prizes are up for grabs every week, including a brand new Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. Justin Robinson looking to get going. And speaking of Justin Robinson, let's get down to Brad Rosen, who has an update.
Yeah, I just spoke to the trainers here. Justin Robinson's fine, copped a hit, bit of a daze, went out the back, had a chat with everyone, and everyone's fine. So he's back on. Listening to Jacob in the quarter time there, he just said he feels like we're playing like we're losing. He said, stay with us. We're right in this game and we will be fine. Matty, what did you hear down the other end?
A really good point from Adam Ford as his Taipans group broke up. With a view to the ladder, he said, hey, remember, they don't know how to win. We do. Play positively, be confident.
Well, he's not wrong. A 1-4 record would show that, and maybe that's what Jacob McComas is saying, where they're kind of playing scared out there with. Illawarra, they'll be feeling that heat, no doubt about it. 1-4. Look, they've played with some patches, but overall defensively hasn't been there, as we keep harping on about. They've been pretty solid tonight for the most part on their defensive end, but this is such an important game. Home floor, you're playing against a team that's only played the 3 games in the league so far. Then you're playing Melbourne United, then you're playing the Sydney Kings. So this is, you don't like to say must win too early, but 4-1-5, then has those 2 games coming up. It'll be a really, really rough start.
And Creaky, what's the thought process in fourth quarters? We already know this season it's the lowest average winning margin in NBL history, just 10 points. We've had 16 of the 28 games decided by 10 points or less. What's the key in fourth quarters in close games?
I think it's about just trying to understand where your offense is coming from.
Harvey!
Feet set, knocks it down. That's what you want to see from Tyler Harvey. But it's about understanding where your offense is coming from, understanding that the defense is going to win this game for you. It's not about just getting the ball in the hole more than the other team, although it is right now for both teams right now.
Got a great looking stroke, Sam Menenga.
Beautiful.
It's on the halftime feature. Shot 44% from 3 1 year at Davis in his junior year. Granted, it was only 30 attempts, but he's not going out there and shooting 4 a game with his size. Adds a different dimension to his game.
It's been a struggle for both teams so far in this contest, the three-point shooting. And Clark, he's someone with experience and composure. He's going to be big in this fourth quarter. As they look to go back to Menenga. It's a good feed. Finds Clintman,
I'm actually not sure Bobby Clintman was inbounds at all throughout that whole play. Here's the Harvey Norman replay right here of Tyler Harvey, and that is incredibly deep on the Mitsubishi Motors logo, if you don't mind. But that's not a bad shot, Creaky, because the ball went side to side, and you said his feet were set. He was ready to tee off. He doesn't care about the range.
It's good offense. We just spoke about it. Fourth quarters, you need to know where it's coming from. You've got to move the ball. You've got to share it. It's not time to go hero ball, dribble it down, shoot quick shots. It's about just the possession game, controlling it. And Tyler Harvey right now walks into one, walks into another one, but it's a set play. The ball moves. They know where it's coming from. And they're the shots that Tyler Harvey needs right now.
Froling wants it down low. Try to get there. And they eventually nearly get it there. And Harvey's going to have to let it fly. Shot clock running down. And they get another offensive board, the Hawks. Now they eventually do get it to Foley. He puts on his move, let the ball stripped. keep possession.
And that's the man, Justin Robinson. He's got to let that fly. He's 2 of 6. Tyler Harvey's now 2 of 10. That ball came out to him, and he was just waiting for the defense to come across, and Tyler Harvey had to shoot it quickly on the shot clock. 12 offensive rebounds now for the Hawks. And speaking of, well, this man's going to be shot. John Lee's not going to be shot.
There's 5 seconds left on the shot clock, so they're going to get a good shot away. Harvey leaves that one short. 5 of 16 now from the field. He's got the 14 points. He's going to continue to be aggressive. Miller really been in control of this offense for the Taipans tonight. That one bounces out, but well done by Mayen. Didn't give up on the plate.
Good taste of their own medicine there. No body on Bud Mayen. Sam Solomon thought he had that rebound himself.
Here's Lee. Fade away, couldn't get it to go.
You can hear Adam Ford just pleading with his players to box out and get those rebounds. Illawarra coming up with quite a few of these right now, but if Cairns can really stop the offensive rebounds and convert this end.
Robinson almost got the steal. Shot clock ticking down. It's Wardenberg. Good defense from the Hawks.
Well, Justin Robinson's good.
Now they find Jung Lee, gave it up. Good ball movement. Robinson, wide open.
Another offensive rebound.
Froling turns it over. That's what we're talking about. The Hawks just need to find a way to close this one out. And Nenga is going to draw the foul. And the Taipans will look to take the lead. Before we go to the bench, looks like Josh Roberts and Bobby Clintman will check in. Gary Clark takes a seat, just the 5 points for him. They've got 4 fouls. We'll go down to Matt Russell, courtside.
Big free throws coming up for Cairns to send themselves to the lead. As you touched on during the call, men, a big game for the Hawks. If they don't win this one, they're off to Melbourne on Sunday. And then during the month of November, only the 3 games for them. They play Cairns, they're in New Zealand, and they play Brisbane. So only 3 games during the month of November. Plenty of time to prepare for those games, but not a lot of busyness to rack up the wins and climb the ladder. Hools and Creaky as players and former players, what sort of schedule would you want after a slow start to the season? Busy or quiet?
Well, I think for me, I definitely want something that's got a lot of games. You can play yourself into form, or you can play yourself kind of out of a bad habit right now. And I think we're seeing some of the struggles, offensive rebounding for Cairns. Illawarra just struggling to kind of stay in front and run their offense fluidly. For me, it's all about just trying to make sure if we've got a lot of games, we can get into a really good rhythm and keep that going. Or if we're in a bit of a bad patch right now, we can kind of play out of it and work on these things with some actual gameplay.
I get a challenge here from Jacob Jackomas.
Take a look at Olbrich again, who went straight up, but foul was called on Clintman. We'll go to the line.
Let's do a single along, fans. You know the song and your voices along. Let's bring the whole time to find
This could be a challenge here from Jacob Jackomas. Already saw enough where he didn't want to with, but I talked about Lockie Olbrich's verticality, and he looked again to be incredibly vertical. Didn't do a whole lot wrong, but they do look on edge a little bit offensively. Turning down some good looks a little bit. Sam Froling there missed a layup down the other end, and losing is contagious, but winning can be a hard thing to crack into.
Yeah, it's
a
tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one because if you're in a good groove as a team, you're playing well, you've got a lot of games coming up, you just want to keep playing games. You don't want to be at the training track. You just want to fine-tune some of the things that go on throughout these games. But yeah, you're right, Pete. If you're in a bit of a struggle town right now, it's a hard place to kind of get yourself out of. But that's a perfect time in game. That's the only time you really want to get it happening.
So Jacob Jackomas took the snooze timeout. He's tried to settle the group, finish strong. They're now facing a deficit. As Clintman will go to the strike for the first time tonight.
Didn't challenge it in the end, and to be honest, that verticality looked really good on the replay, but huge 6 minutes here. Again, they just need this win. They need to show themselves that they can kind of break through. And I mentioned the month of November. Well, we've only got 3 games, and Sam Froling said this last week has been a lot of tough training. As Yongjong Lee knocks down a 3-ball to tie this one up.
There's your man, Pete.
If they don't get this one, heading to November with a poor record, that's going to be a lot of tough practices rather than games.
And on the flip side, it's the start of a tough run for the Cairns Taipans. Obviously, they've got some catching up to do. They've got 7 games in 24 days. And they've got a big one to try and win here. Sets up for a cracking finish. Froling. We're going to get the 2-man game going. Harvey has all the time in the world, and just his struggles continue. 2 of 11 from 3-point range tonight.
He had too much time in the end. He shook Meninga out of his boots on the cutting.
Ball short, and the foul. On the enthusiasm from Clintman, but a bit reckless on Robinson, who's been in the walls a little bit tonight. Now Clintman slow to get to his feet.
Don't get it wrong, Justin Robinson is a very strong, dynamic player. And he's coming full steam ahead at you. It's definitely going to be a corky.
As we touched on Illawarra, they travel to Melbourne on Sunday to take on Melbourne United, and Cairns, well, they'll host the Sydney Kings on Saturday night. Just at the start of a busy schedule for them.
The flip side of that, they're the youngest team in the league, so a bunch of kids running around. You want to play as many games as possible.
I don't want to drop this one, though, against the Hawks. Here's Olbrich. He's in the Froling, Robinson, Yongjong Lee, and Tyler Harvey. They go to Froling. Bull Pole's got the 4 fouls. Froling leaves it short.
It's going to be a foul on Bobby Clement. Bobby Clement underneath.
Lockie Olbrich has just been an absolute monster inside tonight, just keeping his hand on the loose ball, keeping a lot of possessions alive right now, and that's what he's finding himself. That's his role right now. He's that scrappy guy, but nothing too flashy, just understands that the shot's going up from Sam Froling, and he might have been in there for a few seconds, but...
So look at the position he gets in. If you're Bobby Clement, yes, you're trying to get that answer from the referee, but you've also got to make sure you're locked in, because Lockie Olbrich is going, and you're right, he's only got 2 offensive rebounds himself, but the amount of times that he's caused someone to get a tip or it's fallen out to somebody else has been endless. These are big minutes here. Sam Froling getting a quick breather. So 16 points, 13 rebounds. He's going to take a seat.
Here's Clark. Harvey back to Clark. Shot clock ticking down. Wants to get to his spot. Just couldn't get it to go. Chance for the Taipans. Miller, who's played the most minutes of any player tonight. He's been pretty big for the Taipans, and again, able to use that size to draw the foul.
Justin Robinson's not happy at all right now, because I think that foul's on Yongjong Lee, and he was basically saying there was so much contact and it was going to be a tough shot. Just keep your hands out.
I think it's Patrick Miller's ability to get in the paint and just to change that pace and direction. There's a lot of tall trees down there, and he seems to get to the foul line very, very often. So it's about his skill of just reading the defense and getting to where he knows to live best.
7 of 11 on the free throw line. 19 of 30 the Taipans have been to the free throw line 30 times.
It's 12 times for the Hawks. Miller knocks down both. Just putting together a nice night. 16 points, 7 assists, 6 boards.
The foul was on Gary Clark. Sorry, on Justin Robinson. So him and Gary Clark have the 4 fouls. Right there, that's got to be the boomerang where it goes straight back to Justin Robinson with the mismatch.
Here's Olbrich getting it done on the offensive glass now. So the offensive end off the glass, gets the bucket, levels it again. Well done, young man. We'll take another snooze timeout. Take a look at the replay. Craigie, talk us through it.
Just understanding where there's no help coming from. He's got a good size, he's a good frame, he's a good athlete. He's nice and strong, and that's no bad defender right there. It's a very exceptional defender and just uses his body really well and finishes. And that's what, even when we played them last time, I said this on my last call, spoke to the young fella and said, mate, you need to be aggressive. You need to get back to that form in the preseason at the Blitz. You're out there confident, talking, making plays, and that's what he can do. And I think he's going to be a genuine star of this league.
Saw Paul Quoll guarding Sam Froling on the other block.
We'll take a look at the Mitsubishi Motors three-point leaders. Chris Golding, familiar face at the top of the leaderboard, and then a couple of teammates. Jordan Crawford, what a season he's having, and then this man, Milton Doyle, the silent assassin, getting it done. It's been a struggle for both these teams tonight.
Have a look at this. This is just a really veteran move. This is not a real mismatch with the strength. He feels the bump and then knows that Paul Quoll's going to retreat after that bump, so spins immediately to get an advantage. You saw the possession before. Paul Quoll pretty much shut down Sam Froling on the block by meeting him, being physical first. You don't often see that from a rookie. He understood that once Paul Quoll made that pushing contact, he was going to retreat ever so slightly, and he made a quick move.
And that's the feel for the game that he has at such a young age, Pete. And I think he's just starting to really feel like the NBL, feel like the players, and understand that, you know what, I belong in this league. I've got all the moves, I've got a good skill set. He's got to start trusting a little bit more. And I think Jacob Jackomas is doing a great job here and keeping him in late and in situations where big players need to step up.
We'll get down to Brad Rosen courtside. You're listening in the Illawarra huddle?
Yeah, I was. I was listening to Illawarra and Jacob, and he looked at Justin Robinson and said, oh, you've got 4, can you stay? And he looked at him and shrugged his shoulders, so he took him out of the game, and now Wani has come into there. With regards to their offense, they just want Harvey and to get in the on-ball with Clark, as we just saw there from the corner shot.
Gave it up. Jung Lee couldn't finish. Although good hustle, Ulbrich, we know he's got the range, couldn't finish, but Lee, another offensive board, and that's good hustle.
I'll tell you what, Justin Robinson's ready to check back in. He hasn't looked himself since he copped that little bit of a knee to the head. He's been very passive on the offensive end.
Here's Miller, again getting to his spot. Gets in there so easily.
Here's that hustle. So, Swackler Bullock first. And then Ulbrich misses. And watch Jung Lee just put his head down. He saw it at the top of the frame. The pass Mayan for the 15th offensive board.
They're all set. Big final 3 minutes here at the Wynn Entertainment Centre in Wollongong. It's been tough going for the Hawks. Clark. And again, Ulbrich.
It's killing Cairns right now. 40's over there. He's not happy.
Grabs his arm. Baseline.
16 offensive rebounds
It's not just the bigs. We keep saying it, but guards are flying in. You've got to get a body on everybody. And this year, it's absolutely right. This should not be a shooting foul unless it's in the bonus. They say it is. Oh, no, baseline ball.
Yeah, just the 4th foul. Just, again, Justin Robinson and Gary Clark on the 4 personals, and Paul Quoll still on the 4 personals. And he's still on 15 points, Paul Quoll. Had them at half-time. Now Harvey. Jung Lee. He had Clark in the corner, missed him.
And this is where you want Justin Robinson or Tyler Harvey to be your playmakers. That's why they're in this team. Justin Robinson was sitting in the corner. He's got to go and get that ball, and you want Jung Lee sitting in the corner, ready to tee off.
Of course, you see down there, Indigenous round will take place in round 6. The rich history of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples will be celebrated and recognised. This has become the case. All 10 teams will wear that Indigenous jersey, designed by all the Indigenous artists. There's Miller. Continues his form. He thought he was fouled.
I think he was too.
There's a whole lot of sauce on that one, boys, and that's a beautiful shot. Stepping up right now, Patrick Miller wants this game for Cairns.
He has led from the front. 20 points, 7 assists. There's Clark, aggressive. Fires it up again. 2 minutes remaining. Of course, you get to see an overtime game this season. NBL24. We may be due, Pete. Who can close this one out this time? The ball movement, Clinton. Good defense from the Hawks. Foul.
He's put his hand in the cookie jar a couple times with the 4 fouls.
Yeah, Jacob Jackomas telling everyone in the stadium, watch out for the lob.
He's very aware when the camera's on. Jacob Jackomas, you always see him look up.
Minute 52, put back on the clock. 6 seconds on the shot clock, so plenty of time. Going down low to Patrick Miller.
That's his night done, Justin Robertson.
He fouls out. Miller will get to the free throw line again. So Justin Robertson finished the game, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 of 12 from the field.
And to be honest, I'm not sure he's 100% after copping those 2 knees to the head on that play where he fell down on Sam Wardenberg. He looked so passive on the offensive end. He came down, made a pass, never once tried to put his head down and create. I'm not sure if it had anything to do with that, but it was since that moment where he was really just deflecting to everybody else, and that's not the way that he plays.
Let's find out a bit more. We'll go down to Matty Russell. You got an update on Justin Robertson?
Yeah, head knock, maybe Pete Hurley, but also when he wasn't on the ball but on the court, he was often reaching for a rib cage and squinting as if it was like rib cartilage or something around the midriff. So a story to watch.
Well, yeah, it makes sense then. It's definitely something, because if you go back to the way he started the game, the way he's played every game, he has been on the front foot playmaking. He's trying to get everybody the rocks. Tyler Harvey knocks that one down, put him up 1, and he was ultra passive. It's not matter now because he's going to sit down.
And we spoke about Tyler Harvey's shot selection before, Pete, but sometimes a bad shot is a great shot when it goes in, and that right there is as big as it's going to get from the man Tyler Harvey.
And we spoke about Tyler Harvey enjoying playing against the Cairns Taipans. Foul. Refs are going to confer.
Wouldn't be surprised if...
It's against Tyler Harvey for a hold. As we take a look at the replay. 2 from 11, didn't stop him.
That's what great shooters do, mate. They just keep shooting. They know that the tides are going to turn. They know they're amazing shooters. It's going to go in. As you see right there, full of confidence.
Both teams now in the bonus. So Bull Quoll had the 15 points at half-time. Hasn't scored in this second half.
He's not possibly going to Anthony Davis it. Opening night. 17 in the first half and went to Mexico in the second half.
Nice weather there, though.
Cancun on 3.
Serve up cheeseburgers there.
Here's
no, they don't. Not tonight.
But this is where the Hawks, you just got to grit and grind.
So here's Gary Clark. He's also got the 4 personals. Olbrich looking to give it to their man, Tyler Harvey. Back to Olbrich. Good ball movement. The young man's going to get the foul. Clinton wasn't in position.
He might be going for the most attempted charges taken in the game here from Bobby Clinton. He's jumped in front of a few people. Didn't quite get there on that one at all.
And that's where even here on the weak side, he's a little bit late getting there. If he's just a step across before that, with the foot on that lane line, he might go and take that charge.
To be honest, I think when he knows he's not going to be there in time, like he wasn't really close to getting there, I'd like to see him go contest that. Yeah, he's got the athleticism, he's got the length and the strength. I'd like to see him go up. Lockie Albright didn't look like he was going to try and flush it.
Well, these home fans haven't seen a lot to cheer. They've only won 3 of their last 19 home games, the Illawarra Hawks, dating back to late NBL 2022. Gets the second to fall. Timeout called by the Hawks. A snooze timeout. They hold on to a 1-point lead.
Sometimes that losing mentality just, you struggle just to get over the edge. And the Hawks, for a lot of this game, have been the better team. This game is so important for the Taipans. We see this year in and year out with that before. They don't go away, they go on their runs. They'll look back at this and be really unhappy with how many second chance opportunities they've given Cairns. Patrick Miller stood up, Bill Cole's been great, Sam Menengus and Sam Wardenberg, sorry, has had a really good second half. Taipans will be fresh. Right back from NBA 8 days ago. They'll be eager to play. They want to prove everyone wrong this season as well. Everybody just saying that the youngsters, they can't do it again like the good run they went on last year. Well, Adam Ford coaching, I think they definitely can, the way they play when they get to full strength. Confidence is a wonderful thing, Creaky.
Yeah, it really is, mate. And when you've got guys like Tajir McCall coming back and, you know, some of these young rising players, they're going to come in, they're going to make an impact. And if they can kind of ease their way in, kind of fit in with what's already working for the Cairns Taipans, it's going to be a very dangerous team with that man at the helm right there. Patrick Miller, absolutely phenomenal tonight so far, 22 points. 6 of 14, he hasn't shot a great percent from the field, but 10 of 14 from the line.
He doesn't take too many threes, he's only taking one. But still finds a way to get that deep. Here we go. Who wants this more?
You'd think they'd get the ball in Patrick Miller's hands. He's been the man to control the offense for the Taipans tonight. Here he is. Working with Wardenberg. Letting it fly. What a finish from Bull Quoll, stepping up when they need him.
Unbelievable execution.
Great execution out of the timeout right there. Adam Ford, beautiful play.
Over to the Hawks. Can they reply? Clark. Using all that experience.
Steps up.
No, tied up. It's all tied up. You've called it, Joey.
Here we go. The Cairns Taipans looking to start the season 3-1. The Hawks, they've been magnificent all night.
It's been the maestro all night.
Can they get a stop? Shot clock to 5. He's going to force his way inside again. And he's done it again.
They've got no timeouts here, the Hawks.
It's going to be Tyler Harvey. You know it will be.
He's done it before.
From the logo. Tyler Harvey's done it.
Tyler Harvey, you star.
In front of the home fans, the Taipans are shocked. And you can't keep a good man down. That is what Tyler Harvey does. And the Hawks, they get the win.
My goodness. Looks like there's still a little bit of time left, but not enough to catch and shoot. And Tyler Harvey, doesn't matter what he shot all game long, with the game on the line, this man wants the ball. This one wasn't from the car park like the one last year, but gets to the Chemist Warehouse logo and just says, game me.
There will be .3 on the clock. But take a look again, as you said, Pete, we have seen this before. And he has stepped up in this fourth quarter when they've needed him.
He's got a lot to say, and fair enough. What a performance, Tyler Harvey.
20 points now for Tyler Harvey. He's knocked down his last couple of threes. He was 2 from 11. And you said, Creaky, just keep letting it fly, and he's knocked down 2 late.
And this is the point of the game now. These are the late game scenarios. You work on at training. You understand there's nothing at the rim. They can't catch and shoot. It's only on a lob and a tip at the rim.
Yeah, nothing silly.
You can't foul before the ball gets in.
They've got enough time. Point
catch and shoot.
Point three is enough time. Point 3 is the cutoff time for a catch and shoot, but it's got to be a quick release.
That's a quick one.
You can't think about it, but that in the rules, point 3 is, if it's point 2, it has to be a tip. Point 3, you can catch and shoot. Obviously, it'll get reviewed, but they are allowed to have a good look at it. And you're right, Creaky, 2 things here. 1, don't foul at all, but do not foul before the ball comes in. Play this ultra smart.
Have they got a miracle in the Taipans? Can they pull a rabbit out of the hat? They won't be able to. It's all over. And the Illawarra Hawks, backs against the wall, at home, find a way to get it done. They say losing is a habit, but they get the win. and maybe they can just start to turn their season around. Tyler Harvey, it was Froling early and it was Harvey late.
Some people are just built for those moments, Joey. Tyler Harvey, tell you what, you could ask him, what's the best position in the end of a game you want the ball in your hands? It'd be down 2, because he wants to go for the 3. He's not trying to put his head down. He doesn't care about overtime. He wants to send them home. And
absolutely anywhere. And you've seen it time and time again. He's the one person you don't want the ball to be in his hands at all.
Let's get down to Matt Russell, who has the man of the moment with him.
Well, Tyler Harvey, your 19th field goal attempt tonight provided a golden 3 points for the Hawks. Talk us through that winning shot.
I mean, man, I couldn't hit anything tonight. I was getting open shots, but coach and the guys just told me to keep shooting, man, and I know how to do that very well. So, I mean, look, man, the shot went in, but we've been grinding. We grinded this game out. This team they're a good team, man, so we just want to come out here with a win.
I was in the corner watching that shot go through the air. It looked a little light until it hit the bottom of the net. How did you think when you released the shot?
I think every shot I shoot's going in, man. That's why I work on it, but, you know, I'm lucky that shot went in, man, but, God, a lot of guys stepped up. I mean, J-Rob fouled out. We had a lot of guys step up for us.
You've been here before. A shot, a game winner with the last shot. You never get sick of that, do you?
No, man, that's why you play basketball. You love those kind of moments.
How big a win is this for the Illawarra Hawks?
It's huge for us. You know, just the last couple games been tough ones for us to play some tough teams, but we stick with it. We just got to keep on sticking with it. Eventually the door will knock over if you keep punching it, so we're just trying to keep going.
Tyler Harvey, congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Tyler Harvey, our Foot Locker player of the game. The buzzer beater to win it for the Illawarra Hawks. Stick with us, Matt Russell, Brad Rosen. They'll be back to wrap it up right after this.
It's huge. We're very grateful, we're very thankful. And when you guys allow this arena, it's hard to play it. So thank you guys. All right, round of applause. Jay, thank you, man. Thank you. All right. A round of applause and make some noise for our Illawarra Hawks. We rise together. The newest introduction is available as well.
Start we've had to round 5 Hungry Jacks NBL, Adelaide winning in New Zealand, and now Illawarra prevailing by a point on the back of some Tyler Harvey heroics. Brad Rosen.
I love what he said in your interview then. He said, I shot terribly, but I made the one that counted. How good was it? Look, that was an entertaining game. Both teams probably didn't play the best to their ability, But I thought Illawarra were the better team all night, but Cairns never went away, and that man hit a dagger three.
Absolutely, 7 of 19, his 19th field goal attempt tonight. Pure gold for Hawks fans. I wonder how big that bucket is when we look back on the Hawks in a month and 2 months and 3 months.
And that's a great point you make. You've got to win, right? That's the bottom line. You just got to get wins. And right now, whilst that may not have been the greatest Illawarra game, it's a win, and that's what they needed on the back of the Tyler Harvey three.
From 1 and 4, they improved to their second win of the season. Cairns, brave, first game back for the States. They take something out of tonight, don't they?
Absolutely. Still got Taj McCall to come back. They'll be very happy with that. That's what they needed going into playing Kings in a couple of days. I think that's a good hit out for them.
A couple of players to come back for the Cairns Taipans. We have a doubleheader on Friday tomorrow from Tasmania and Perth, but here tonight in the Gong, Jacob Tacomas, Tyler Harvey, happy men. The Hawks 84 over Cairns 83.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.